Here in New Zealand, catching up with a young junior driver, Monika Ranger. Firstly, Monika, welcome to Campbell's Comments.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
We're here at beautiful Lincoln Farms. It's on the eve of the race, and Ray Green, he's got copy that in, but what a beautiful place to work at.
Yeah, no, it's really nice, yeah. It's good people to work for, so yeah, they definitely do look after us, and yeah.
It's got two sides to it, this place, hasn't it? It's such a beautiful farm with rolling hills and beautiful paddocks. And then, like you said, the people, it's such a, I don't know if it's always this way, but such a low-key, very relaxed work environment.
Yeah, it's pretty chilled out. Like, we all just chip away and do what we're supposed to do, and we all get on with each other, so it's pretty easy, yeah.
Ray then dobs you in for an interview as well, which is always fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he stitched me up.
That's what he does. Just a little bit about yourself. Firstly, junior drivers wise, how long have you been driving for?
This is my second season driving. Yep. So just I started last January.
Last January,
2022. Yeah.
So you're only a year and a half, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
How many winners have you driven?
10.
10 winners. One, do you remember your first one? Of course you'll remember your first one, but do you remember the experience of winning that first race?
Yeah, it was on a trotter, one of Zach's Call Me Trouble at Alexandra Park. He sort of just sent me out there and just said, just have fun, and I was sort of thinking I could win that race, but he didn't really give me much confidence at the time. I think he just didn't want to make me nervous and actually, put any pressure on me. But then after the race, he was like, "Oh yeah, I knew you could have won that race. I just didn't want to sort of put the pressure on." But yeah, no, it was a good feeling. Yeah.
Zach is Zach Butcher, and he's a great driver. He's a little bit of fun around, but to me, strikes me as a very passionate harness person as well. So it must be a great little, I suppose, sounding block for you to bounce off ideas off.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's helped me from the get-go, and also helps that my partner Shane Butcher, or him and Zach are cousins. So Shane also helps me a lot, and along with David Butcher, Zach's father. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky to have them supporting me and helping me.
How did you get involved in harness racing firstly? The rude question, how old are you? 27.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in harness racing?
Basically through Dad, Duane Ranger. He's was a journalist, and he pretty much put me through kids' karts, and then I started working for Suzanne and Tony Hurley when I left school after 7th form, and I worked there for 5 years, and pretty much, just from then onwards I've just, kept going, and now I'm here.
Was race driving like on the radar for you?
Not at the start. I didn't actually, going into working full-time at Tony and Suzanne's, I struggled a bit. It was just adjusting to the lifestyle, because I didn't actually grow up with horses, so I did find it quite difficult to begin with, but I kept going, and then the more I kept going, I sort of fell in love with it, really. Yeah.
Do you remember, this is going to be a hard question and a bit of a curly one, do you remember the first time you actually fell in love, if you like, with harness racing? Or, I was supposed to make it a bit easier, I'll give you a bit of think time for a sec, but why or how you fell in love with the game like you did? Like you said, your dad's involved in it, but obviously from afar, like a journalist, not so much someone that gets out of bed every morning like a lot of kids, as someone that wasn't brought up around them. Do you remember, what it is that, you fell in love with?
I think possibly one of the highlights would be when I was at Tony and Suzanne's. I remember Tony broke in a trotter there. Well, you'd know who it was, temporarily. And as a yearling or 2-year-old, I pretty much did all the just the easy groundwork with him. And Tony always said to me from the get-go, just look after this one, Moni, he'll be good. And then just watching him progress into the horse that he was, with all the races he had won by the end of it, and just recently retiring, it was pretty cool to see and watch the progression. Yeah.
That's key, and I like to get people, I suppose, to think a little bit differently, if you like, and basically you've fallen in love with this horse because I imagine you've sort of seen him as this yearling, that maybe Tony thought he was very special or not very special when you first started with him, but and then progressed through to be this champion racehorse, and I suppose seeing their development.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool to see. And Tony would always he would always let me drive him as well in track work, and he actually sent me down to Christchurch with him for the Jewels, so I actually got to do a bit of travelling with him as well, and him and I got on really good. Tony did say that he could get on the nickel quite a bit, and people that do drive him, like some people that have driven him, have said, "Gee, wow, how does she hold that horse?" Like, he can get keen, but I never really had any issues with him. I think we just got on. So yeah, it was pretty cool to even be able to drive him as well as do everything else with him alongside Tony at the time. Yeah,
it's a bit of a friendship, isn't it, with harness racing horses? We don't, I suppose, we undervalue sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there's always a lot of positives to it, and it's just a good journey to be on.
One of the challenges we have in the industry is trying to get new people, I suppose, into the sport, and yourself, as I said, you're trying to get you've got into it through your dad from afar, but as a person that's a little bit removed, not a family member, like, what are one of the challenges, or what do you see as some of the challenges of trying to get people into the sport and new people into the sport?
I don't know. I guess if you're not really born into the game, I guess it's sort of hard to get sort of outsiders, I guess, into it. It is quite a fickle game, I guess, just to even get into. There's a lot of learning, and I don't know. It's just. Yeah. No,
it's okay. Sometimes people have an answer and it'll come out and people need to sit back and listen to it. But I think your answer there was right, because it is so hard for us to get other people in. Yeah. And we want to be able to grow it and to be able to enjoy it. Your driving career, you've driven 10 winners. You can't drive tomorrow night. I asked if you were driving tomorrow night, but unfortunately you can't. You've got to have driven 15 to be able to drive at that at a metropolitan meeting. What are your goals, though? What do you like? Do you have goals, or are you just at the minute just ticking over?
I've got my own one that I have in work. It's in my partner's name, but her name's Courtney Kardash. She's won one for me so far, and she's had a third as well, and she was in the Northern Oaks 3-year-old fillies a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to keep chipping away with her, and she'll be lining up in the 3-year-old filly size stake heats that are coming up, and then hopefully be in the final in a month's time. So just chip away doing my own one and keep driving more winners hopefully, and just keep going.
Travel at all? Is that anything that's sort of on the radar, or you're a homebody and you just want to say you're in New Zealand?
I'd love to travel one day, just one-way ticket type of thing. That is something I do want to do, but just have to convince my partner. But he's got a good run at the moment with his business. He's a farrier, so it's probably be a little bit hard for us to do that at the moment, but time will tell.
One-way ticket to Australia, to America, Sweden, is there anywhere in particular?
Possibly Europe, London, somewhere like that, and just keep going.
Well done. I like that, Mon. I enjoy it. Thank you for joining me. Wasn't that painful, was it?
A little bit, but we got there.
It's okay. It took a little bit of getting started, but it's fine. Thank you very much, Moni. Dad still does plenty. I actually follow Dad on socials, and I encourage people to do it, because he does a lot of written stuff. He does a lot of photos. He likes his photos as well up in Queensland, so he does plenty of stuff up there, and does a great job. I was actually thinking when I started this interview, I thought, don't know anyone with the Ranger name, and I'm glad you told me about that, because I'd be in trouble. You couldn't miss him. He's there's only a few of us out there, so No. Well done, Mon. Thank you. I'll let you get back to your work. You're a chief box person by the looks today. No one else looks like they're keen to pick up a rake today.
No, I'm doing the boxes this week, so head down, ass up.
It's also very quiet, because Zach's off doing other media commitments. He won't give me an interview, so we don't have to worry about him, but it's very quiet without him, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he just floats around as he pleases. He's just here and there and everywhere, so nothing new.
Thanks, Mon. Thank you very much for joining me, and good luck in the future.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks.